Reed, and I sing.
I'm William, and I play bass.
Blaze, and I play the drums.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess just tell me about like how you guys started the band, how you got to South by Southwest.
Let's see. Well, we started it when we were kids. The three of us started playing in like 7th grade.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And we just never really stopped. And then we just had different names over the years, you know, and then finally this happened. And we got here on a plane yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We were like, we were kids into like pop punk when we were like children, you know. So we started with that, and then it just slowly became what it is now. It's hard to say. It's just like a progression. It's just so
Yeah,
slow.
because you always start out playing covers of bands you like, and then you start making songs similar to that, and then from there it just fractals on.
What were some of the covers that you guys always did?
You're persistent. Oh, we were like super into Blink-182, you know.
Okay,
so.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, early on we did some of that, definitely.
So I read that you guys, you're from Georgia, right?
Yep.
So you moved from Georgia to Brooklyn. Like, what would you say that's done for your music sonically? Have you noticed like a shift in it at all, or have you guys just always been the same? How has Brooklyn, I guess, like influenced your sound?
I will say, I feel like we sound more Southern now as a band than when we lived in the South.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it's actually done I know it's made us like manage our time better because you have to work a lot more when you live in New York.
Yeah, it's definitely make us work, be more focused.
Yeah. So we like block out times to work on stuff specifically. Whereas in Georgia, you can kind of just like hang out and then things can come into fruition over time. But, yeah.
And I do feel like it kind of enforced a little bit of growth, just because you kind of have to, because you're always working on it. You have to work on it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you two are brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how has that like influenced the band dynamic? Like,
Well, it makes it a lot easier, for sure.
Yeah.
And Willie might as well be a brother.
Yeah, we've actually known William since 1st grade.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a band
He
of brothers
lived
all around.
7 minutes from our house, so growing up. So I mean, that makes it a lot easier.
I've already heard stories of bands like firing their guitar players at South by Southwest this year.
Oh my god.
That's just laughable in our
Yeah,
like,
I'm guessing that none of you will ever
there's no
fire each
disagreement
other.
where one of us gets fired because of not being able to play their part well enough or something
Yeah,
like
it's just
that.
kind of like
No,
we're
just
in
a lot of communication and understanding. And
Yeah, we're all so devoted to it, and we all have equal amount of creativity involved. So our voices are all heard at the same volume.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw you guys was opening up for Idols.
Chicago?
Yeah, no, actually in Columbus, Ohio. That's where I'm originally from.
Damn.
Yeah,
Ace of
at
Cups?
Ace of Cups. Yeah.
Nice.
So how did that go? Like, how did you guys end up hooking up with Idols, and were there any weird stories?
We played with them in New York. We got asked to open for them, and then we played with them. And then after the show, they're like, "We love you guys. Like, you should come on tour with us." And we thought it was cool, but we didn't know they were actually serious. And then we got an email. And fuck yeah.
I mean, they're just like the best people.
Yeah, it was
that
amazing.
tour was one of the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah,
They're the
it was
nicest dudes. They're
so fun.
cool.
I wasn't expecting them to be that nice.
Oh,
But even
they're
like on
unbelievable.
stage, you could tell that.
It's genuine too. It's not.
Yeah,
bullshit.
like they had people come up on stage and like do
Oh, yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Oh,
like
that
never.
girl sang that night. Right?
Yeah.
Is that you?
No, but I kind of knew her. Like she's a friend of a friend, so I was like, oh wow. But yeah, that was a really fun show. Okay, so your like newest album, I noticed like the vocals are a lot more prominent than like on the past ones.
Yeah.
What kind of like sparked that change from kind of hiding, covering the vocals to wanting to like have a more narrative tone to the album? I guess like with more prominent lyrics.
Well, I think we started doing that with the last record, but I think for us, we used to think sort of like vocals should be like an instrument,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the more we messed with that, the more we were missing like a sort of like humanness, We wanted there to be like some sort of like human personality to it, some sort of like person that's talking to you or something, And it ended up working really well for this record because the lyrics are so like narrative and so like so important for the whole concept of the record.
Can you talk a little bit about the concept itself?
Yeah, this record, I kind of like was still in like a novel mindset, so I kind of wanted to write it as if it was kind of like a novel with like different chapters, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like it's about this town out west, based loosely on a few real places and a lot of real people, you know. And it's just kind of like their stories and what it's like to try to leave your hometown and how hard it is to stay away. And there's also like a lot of like, you know, sort of dark undercurrents and things like that. But that's the basic idea of it, you know.
Would you say that was influenced by your leaving Georgia?
I would say some of it is the idea of like your hometown following you. That's true, but I didn't really have any trouble leaving it, you know, as some people do. Especially in New York, we'll have a lot of friends move there, and they'll last. Like it's just a place that doesn't want you to stay there. You know?
Yeah.
It just wants you out. So we've seen a lot of people move there, and they'll be gone in a few months or like a year max, you know. And it's just like that. I don't know. It just feels like you're always getting pulled that way. But that never, for us, it was easy.
Awesome. So what's like next for you guys? What's your next project, tour? Like, what are you guys doing in 2019?
We're writing the new record right now. We're spending like all of our time doing that pretty much, and we're going out on tour with this band Daughters.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sick. Are you coming to Chicago? Have you announced it yet?
No,
Do you know?
we're not doing Chicago.
Okay.
We're doing like a strange little thing.
Yeah,
What
it's
are
just like a small northeastern tour.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really big in the Northeast. I saw Daughters in Chicago like in September, and it was straight up like the wildest shit I've
They're
ever
insane.
seen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
they're awesome.
literally he starts sucking on this guy's finger.
Yeah.
He like beat up his
Did he
band.
pull his dick out too?
No, but
He has. Yeah,
wow.
he's done that.
Now I feel gypped, but okay.
I know that he has done that.
Get your
Yeah.
money back.
And-
they're fucking.
no.
They're like idols too. Like the sweetest
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, they're awesome
Yeah.
dudes. Yeah.
Um,
And they're so rad.
Yeah, and
As
then
a
I
band.
hello. I went on Instagram and like he's like this dad, like this loving
Yeah,
dad,
yeah.
to his little baby, and
Yeah.
has like all these pictures with his wife and his baby, and I was like, what? You just like
Yeah, he just lets it out.
bit
on
somebody,
stage.
but yeah.
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 Yeah, they're awesome.
That's awesome. Okay, and then I guess last question. In your opinion, like what does it take to make a good noise album in 2019? Like for the next kind of wave of noise, of punk, of whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it's always I want to feel like I'm in a place when I'm listening to something.
Yeah,
And so
atmosphere.
if you can put me in a location, then
Yeah.
I
Not
don't
necessarily
care.
like a geographic location, but like
No.
when you listen to a record, you want to feel like you're